big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Every day you must apply discipline and consistency. That's right, to become a champion. And welcome to our show here today. I'm B Jizzle. That's my girl KELZ with the Intels. It's a special edition of Sunday night BDG, talking 53-man rosters. But before we get into that, because, you know, we're streaming live on Facebook, streaming live on LinkedIn, on YouTube. We appreciate everybody tuning in today. We got to talk about one of my girls' boos, because she got a couple of boos, but one of her boos was actually already let go before we get into the content today. So Lyle Collins, the veteran, brought back to Dallas, let go before the 53-man roster is set on Tuesday. Let us know your comments in and below. How you feeling, KELZ? How you feeling about them boys releasing another one of your boos?
That one was a shocker, because I was like, okay, so they brought someone back who knows the system and everything. And one thing about Lyle, he has no problem and no F's given with throwing people out of the club for Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I think even Sarah and Jay, and I mean his kids, they call him Uncle Lyle or something to that effect. He's real close with Dak. And I was thinking he was here because, you know, we got this young offensive line, which we're going to be talking about. Our 53-man projections, well, mainly KELZ's, but KELZ's 53-man projections here today. I was surprised to see them let Lyle go. Yeah, that was a real shocker. Y'all let us know in the comments down below as we kick off the show here today, streaming live on 3 platforms. We're talking 53-man roster projections. And in other news, you know, Micah Parsons, which, you know, KELZ's other boo she doesn't like to talk about, had a meeting with Shotty at the start today. Now, nothing has came out from that, but what do you think that was all about, KELZ? Him and Shotty meeting at the start today? Was it a why you laying on the table type of deal, and don't be laying on the table no more or something? What do you think was going on?
I don't know, because when I saw the headline, I had like a little break in during church service, and I saw the headline, but I didn't read much into it. But I'm just going, and I hate making assumptions, so I'm just going to assume that the talk that Shotty may have had with Micah is probably the same talk he had with Micah when he became the head coach. Like, whatever you did with Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy that they let slide under the rug, it ain't going to happen with me. So I'm thinking it's one of them type of talks.
Ooh, KELZ bringing the heat, but I had to go dig in the crates because it's Sunday today, and you know, Cowboys is my religion, and you know, and you will face obstacles as a Cowboy fan. You will face adversity. You will get hated on like they hated on Jesus. I had to dig in the files today to go find this because I think this is a la Micah Parsons we need right about now. Listen in on when Micah was interviewed after I think Dak Prescott had went down and they won the game. Hear what he has to say.
I actually went to chapel yesterday, and the chapel man said, you have to go through tests to get to your testimony. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, like we're going through all these injuries, and he was going on about it. So sometimes you got to go through some stuff to get to where you want to go. And right now, we're still going through the storm. But, as we're going through the storm, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, and I think that's where we're heading.
As we go through the storm, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel.
But there's also a scripture, I'm just going to paraphrase, where it says, when I was a child, I done childish things. But when I became a man, I put away childish behaviors.
I know exactly what I've heard that. Amen. As we go to church here today, KELZ and BG, we are preaching to Cowboys Nation. I'm just saying, have a little faith. I believe the deal will get done at some point. Mike is going to stay a Cowboy, whether he plays or doesn't play. He's on contract for another year. We'll learn more maybe this week as practice kicks back off. Will we find out this 53-man roster? So Labor Day tomorrow, no practice tomorrow. KELZ at the Star. Tuesday, rosters are due. 53-man rosters are due to the NFL headquarters by 1 p.m. on the West Coast. I think that's 4 p.m. on the East Coast, correct?
Yes.
All right.
And because the following Monday after that is Labor Day weekend, and by them playing on a Thursday game, I'm wondering if they're going to substitute that Monday practice into maybe like a Thursday or a Friday or maybe this coming Saturday to make up. So, yes, Megan, I will take you to church, okay?
Yeah, well, take us back on our little boy Blue, as I guess there is hope that he may play week 1. I guess the conditions came back on the small or left ankle sprain. It looks like he's hopeful for game 1, although Javonte Williams is currently running back 1 on our roster. Currently, right, KELZ? Is that where we're still at? Currently? Yeah. Okay. All right, well, KELZ did drop a little something for everybody in OAT. Y'all know I really appreciate my girl always taking her time. Look, she does not get paid to do this. She does this on her own. She loves this team. She loves our group. And she posted a blank 53-man roster for you to be able to go along. So I'm going to pull that up here as we get ready to get into our 53-man roster. So let us know in the comments down there below which name. I thought Lyle would be here. I didn't think Lyle would get cut. I thought when maybe Shadi was talking about, you'll be surprised, some of these names not making the team. I thought Lyle was for sure going to be in there, but what do I know? Let us know in the comments down there below. Who do you think might not make the squad?
I don't know. Like I said, I did a mock. So this is the mock that I did. See how presentable and professional
it's
it
all
is?
Nice and neat. Got your little logo over there. Y'all give it up for KELZ.
Yes. All right, so let me pull this roster up real quick. The actual roster.
Yeah, this is posted in OAT. So if you're a member of our group, you can get in there. You can put, there's no comments on there yet, but you can save this. You can pencil in along and project yours too, as well, as we piece this thing together like literally a piecemeal here today.
Yeah. Okay, so as we talked about once before, I think during the pregame show for the last preseason game. So we all know that the active roster will have 53 players. Dressed for game day, it will be 46, and the active practice squad will be 16. So ready to go?
Week 1 against Thursday Night Football, we're going to see 46 players suit up, correct?
Right.
Okay.
And how many they going to carry per position on defense? Edge is going to be between 6 or 7. Defensive interior line / defensive tackle, they will carry between 4 and 5. Linebacker, they will carry 5, but 1 is on injured reserve. Safeties, it will be between 4 and 5. Cornerbacks is going to be 6, but 2 is on injured reserve. Now it's 2 on injured reserve. On offense, we will be carrying 3 active quarterbacks. We're not doing the 2 actives and the 1 emergency. Running backs is going to be between 3 or 4. Fullback is going to be 1. Wide receiver, we're going to carry between 5 or 6. Tight ends is going to be Oh, got a typo. So it's gonna be between 4 to 5, maybe 3
Yeah.
to 5. No, I take that back. It's 3 to 4 because I have a question mark on one. So it's gonna be 3 to 4. Um, the O line we're going to carry between 9 or 10, and special teams has already been solidified. So we got 4 solidified special team members.
All right. So
So
before we dive,
so
no, I just wanted to say before we dive into it, do it deep. For the 53-man roster, she's talking about these 46 men that are suiting up on game one for Thursday night football. There's 3 phases. You know, there's 3 units here within all of these position groups, and you got special teams, offense, and defense is what KELZ is going to be going through. So if you're just brand new and you're learning, we want to make sure everybody's following along. That you know you got 3 units on the football team: special teams, defense, and offense. I'm sorry, KELZ. I just want to make sure
you're fine.
that.
No, you're fine. And so we already know 7 is already down. So we have our QBs and our special teams that we know for sure. Now, what you see now, these are the players' names, but I use their initials. This is the 53. They have to submit 53 men. That's not going to be the what we're going to have for the whole season. If anybody remember, I want to say it was a couple of years ago when we did the 53-man roster, we submitted it and we did not have a kicker because we had to put Dak Prescott back on the 53-man roster because we only had one quarterback at that time, and I think Cooper Rush was back with us, or we had one of them quarterbacks. So we had to put our QB1 back in, and we put the kicker on injured reserve, because if we were to put him on a practice squad, anybody could take him. So we put him on the injured reserve under the NIF, which is did I say that right?
Yeah, NIF. It's something like I remember going over here once before, but kind of sounds like stat pro quo, business as usual with the Joneses, because they love to play musical chairs between the roster, the injured list, and also practice squad.
And one thing that Nate Newton said, like when he was with the team, that the Cowboys, if they got good players and they know they have to carry a certain amount of players on the team, they will stash away players. They will put them on a practice squad. They will put them on a practice squad.
Kind of like we did Dalvin Cook last year. We hired him, put him on the practice squad, and he came one game. Everybody said he's an answer to the run game. I know y'all remember it.
Yeah, in some parts of the practice squad, it will only be for Cowboys, like no other team can touch them, or they will put them like on an injured reserve.
Gotcha.
So because no one won't touch the injured reserve, and nothing is wrong with them, but it won't count against the 53-man roster. So that gives them time, because once the cut is made, the teams have until Wednesday to start solidifying their practice squad. So
which brings up a good point, because 1 o'clock on the West Coast here and 4 o'clock on the East Coast, rosters are need to be in. So at 6 p.m. on the West Coast on Tuesday, 9 p.m. Yeah, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, we will be coming back to revisit the 53-man roster selection by the Cowboys. It should be up on the official site at that time. So make sure and turn on your notifications, because Tuesday we'll be back. Just want to throw that in there so everybody understands that roster will be out, or as soon as it comes out that day, or if not, maybe the next day, we will be live to discuss who the Dallas Cowboys who getting these checks from Jerry. Essentially, we've been trying to see who's going to get these checks or not, right?
Right. So, and then we have, and then on August 27th, which is that Wednesday, starting at 12 noon, Eastern Standard Time, teams can start establishing their practice squad. Now they just updated it like literally 10 minutes ago. So now the active practice squad is no longer 16. It's actually 17 now.
Breaking
So,
news there with Intel. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, so and one can be designated as an international player. So that's the 17.
Yeah. Did we ever figure out who our IPP player is?
No,
International Pathway player?
Well, we
Okay.
may find out with this.
All right.
So
well, let's kick it off. We got your looks like the defensive side here. Edges, it says 7, I think. You got them all as initials. So if you don't mind going through there, just let everybody know these are who your projections are right now. And this is not a, hey, we got you. You don't know what you're talking about. If you disagree or agree, let us know in the comments and engage with us, as these are projections, you know, who we think are going to make the team.
And these are not in the order that is going to be in.
Yeah, not like it's, you know, the
like
first string,
QB1,
second string. Yeah.
QB1, RB1, RW1, all that stuff. I was just placing
just the total players. We know there's 7 edges are going to make. You got 7 sets of initials. Go ahead and walk us through the edges right there first, KELZ.
So the edges, we got Micah Parsons, Donovan Ezaraku, Dante Fowler, James Houston.
Hey.
MK. Shoot, I should know that. Hold on.
MK. Maris. No. That's
no. Marshawn Nealon.
Marshawn Nealon. There we go. Yeah, we'll get it.
Tyrus Wheat and Sam Williams.
Woo! Give it up for KELZ, knowing all of the edges names by their initials. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, James Houston, big time showing in that preseason game versus the Falcons. I think James Houston made some big plays. James Houston got to make the roster. If you agree, let us know down below, or just simply hit like on the video. Now, KELZ, who you got next? You got these defensive tackles, interior
line, and D tackles. We got Osa Adigizua, Perian Winfrey, Solomon Thomas. That's your boy.
Jay Toya. UCLA. Yeah.
Jay Toya. And MS will be Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie. Ooh, there's a lot of people that are saying Mozzie is a bust. Let's talk about it right now. Is Mozzie going to make the squad? KELZ has got to. I believe Mozzie makes it too as well. Let us know in the comments below. There's been a lot of discussion about him being a first-round pick and hasn't done squad.
Brian, I'm going to check back, but which one deserves the spot? Let me know.
I'm talking about probably James Houston, yeah. You talking about James Bryant? Let us know in the comments down there.
For linebackers, so we're going to be carrying 5. But one is on injured reserve, and that's Demo.
Yes.
And this is how I think it's going to go. So we have Marshawn Nealon,
linebacker. Maris Leofow. No, that's Leofow, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Maris Leofow. I'm sorry.
Leofow.
Guys, I didn't take my nap today. So
it's all good. It's all good. We got it together. We're gonna get it right.
Yeah. All right. Shamar James.
Yeah, the rook. Shamar had a great showing against the Falcons too, also as well.
Then we have Darius Harris.
Oh, hey, Darius came up big last game too. If you don't know who Darius Harris is, he played with the Chiefs. He actually won 3 rings. He brings championship pedigree to this Matt Eberflus linebacker unit, which Matt always seems to get the most out of. I'm sorry, KELZ, but go ahead.
No, you good. Then, of course, our Mr. Green Dot Helmet, Jack Sanborn.
Yeah.
And Kenneth Murray Jr. They have to figure out what they're gonna do with Buddy Johnson. I would say stash him, put him on IR so nobody can touch him. Any questions?
Let's talk about this linebacker unit right now. As Matt Eberflus has came back, y'all know Matt Eberflus linebackers are his deal. Jack Sanborn, who we brought from Chicago, is the middle linebacker. He's going to be green.net up. We've seen Mr. Harris there, Devontae Harris from the Chiefs come in. I think he was green.net last game, right? against the Falcons. Look, this linebacker unit, especially y'all remember a couple preseason games ago, we took Maris Leofau out in that first quarter because we were like, all right, Joe, take your pads off, man. We've seen enough. Come on. Like this linebacker unit, I think is going to be the key to stopping the run. Now we know we got some big bubbas up front on this line, but this front seven, I think these linebackers are going to be key. I'm just really excited that Matt Eberflus is back as a coordinator. We know his job in Chicago, it really, was kind of, hey, everybody gets a shot, but sometimes you might be a better coordinator than a coach or a better coach than a coordinator. But I think Eberflus, he's been here before. He's showed us before because I think he had LVE and Jalen Smith, right? Smooth. I think he had them at one point. I think they were the best linebacker unit in the league.
Under Flus, we brought in DeMarcus Ware, Sean Lee.
And we all know DeMarcus Ware is.
And you just said another one. It was like 4.
Yeah, LVE, Jalen Smith.
Yeah,
I remember. I think that was his last year before Dan Quinn came in or something. We got rid of Jalen Smith. Well, shout out Jalen Smith. We'll see him. Hopefully, he makes a squad in Las Vegas to clear out view.
One of his rookies won a Super Bowl, even though it was with the Broncos. So the last game, Buddy Johnson and Justin Barron wore the green dot helmets.
Shout out to Justin Barron. He's also a rookie. I got a chance to holler at him down there at camp. Shout out to Sterling. Sterling Standard in the building. Green badge. Extraordinaire. All over the content. Sterling has got some gains. He says with the linebacks, I like those names, but can they stay healthy? Yes. Can they all stay healthy? Yeah. Is the question. Can they all? Availability is your best ability, according to most folks that talk about the NFL.
And outside of Demo, we don't have no medical issues with these linebackers.
Woo, thank the Lord. Now, anyway, we got to be thankful for today because we don't know things can change day to day from practice to games to whatever. But, at the pool, you lose your cell phone, a la DMC, something like that. But, yeah, you got to be careful out there. But let's go to this next unit. Who we got up next, KELZ? We got the cornerbacks.
The safeties. We're going to carry 4 or 5, and all these are hybrids. The corners and the safeties and the cornerbacks are all hybrids. So you're going to see them. Some might be playing safeties. Some might be playing in the nickel or the slot. So let's go for safeties. We're carrying between 4 or 5. So we have Israel Mukuamu.
Mukuamu. Izzy.
Izzy. We're going to have Marquise Bell.
Yes, Marquise Bell.
I'm trying to think who's the other MH.
Y'all tap in the comments below. This is a class project here. Y'all know y'all done them class projects online. Everybody gonna get credit here. So if you see an initial that you recognize, let us know. KELZ doing really good so far. I mean, you got more than I would have got, right? MH, JT. Let's go to JT. Who's JT?
JT is Wanye Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Wanye, not Tuye.
Yeah, not Tuye, just Wanye. And Donovan Wilson. I'm still trying to figure out who's the JT. I mean, not the JT, the MH.
Mike Smith. No, Malik Hooker. There we go.
Malik Hooker.
Yeah, I had to pull up the ESPN depth chart over there and go look at the names right quick. Got to get some cheat notes. Got to get them cheat notes.
I did not take my nap.
It's all you did good, KELZ. It looks great. It's way better than I would have got 0 on the participation because I didn't turn nothing in. So it's all on you. Carry us to the finish line.
For the cornerback, we're going to be carrying 6. So we have Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, Kyer Elam, Kemon Hall, Andrew Booth, and Kalen Carson. So here's the thing. Once Josh Butler gets active and he can play, then I have a feeling they're going to waive Andrew Booth. So here's a little thing about the defense. These are why I'm mocking these players for defense, because Flus will be running a 3 tech with a 1 tech nose tackle, 4-3 defense.
Damn, KELZ breaking it down like a tactician here today, and going with that cornerback because we heard the news here today, which I thought was quite timely, as we heard the release of Shiloh Sanders from Tampa Bay. And then, of course, all Cowboy fans say, let's go get Shiloh. But we heard news also today that Trayvon Diggs will be on the 53-man roster. He passed his physical, not starting the season on the PUP where he missed 4 games. Do you see him starting game 1? Is this what we're hearing now today as a result of this news?
Honestly, I would have held him off until maybe like week 3 or week 4. But if he is cleared for week 1, we have to see. But if it don't look right, then we could put him back on IR and move another cornerback for the outside. My thing with Shiloh is the way that he came into the league. On my depth chart, even though I knew we needed a cornerback in one of those rounds, I basically had Shiloh going in the later 6th round or somewhere in the 7th, or possibly like what he was drafted, he came in as an undrafted free agent. And normally when you're drafted somewhere in the lower 6th round, somewhere in the 7th, or an undrafted free agent, you're basically like a camp body. They're just trying to see what you're going to do, and then they can cut you. But just because Tampa Bay cut him for the 53-man roster does not mean they could come and get him on Wednesday, August
after everybody submits their stuff and all the free agency pool opens
on
back
August up. 27th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and put him on the practice squad.
Yeah, I was just saying, hey, we don't need him, especially with the news of Trayvon today. It was very timely, because if we had not got that news, it would have been up for question. Maybe we need to go out there and get somebody else, because if we don't have both Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs healthy and ready to start, I mean, especially against the defending champions, you know what I mean, Super Bowl champions on banner night, we're going to need all our ones. We're going to need all our ones we can, and that's included Michael Parsons. But I wanted to throw that in there in case you're just tapping in and did not know about the news today on Trayvon Diggs. Looks good. Might be back week 1. We'll see. That's a moving target. But back to your roster there, KELZ. That was defense. Are we on to the offense now?
Yes. Are there any questions for defense?
Any questions for defense? Get your questions up. We are taking stars too as well. So if you got stars, make sure you throw them. If you support the content, make sure you like. Just simply like. We got 8 likes on here. We got 13 people. Come on now. We need 13 likes. Make sure you share this video. This is educational for Cowboy fans that just think magically 53 people show up on a list of paper and that's who the Cowboys select. But KELZ is taking us to the offensive side of the ball. Go ahead, KELZ.
All right. So for QBs, we're going to be carrying 3 active QBs that's going to hit against the 53-man roster. So of course, Dak Prescott, Will Grier, and Joe Milton, unless Cleveland just
they just said they were going to keep Sanders and all their 4 quarterbacks or something.
No,
like
but
that,
they just released Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
So
that.
Cowboys, I mean, you could probably get him on August 27th and put him as the active QB 3 and put Joe Milton in the practice squad. So because he needs development. Okay, so
yeah, we already covered the defense. Yeah, we got James Houston making it. B-Mac, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Felipe says rookie starting. Of course, rookies are starting, but this is just projections, not in any particular order, not like 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. These are just the position units and names within that unit we think are going to make. We won't know what the depth chart looks like until rosters get submitted on Tuesday by 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 on the West Coast. But go ahead.
And yes, Felipe, there are rookies. I don't know.
Yes.
You just came in.
Well, Tyler Booker is going to be one.
Yeah, I just named a couple of rookies. Okay, so running backs, Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, Miles Sanders.
Y'all let me know if that like button is not working. Russell's saying the like button. Well, I mean, Facebook getting real ratchet. I've heard the comments aren't working, the likes aren't working, but let us know down there and below. We appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
Vondell, we don't have a I didn't put anything as you probably just coming in. So I put the disclaimer out there that nothing.
These are just positional group names, not rankings,
yes,
not ones, twos. This is not how we got it laid out here yet.
Right. So for fullbacks,
just one really, right? We only have one real fullback, and that's Hunter Lippy. So he's going to make the squad on the last year of his undrafted free agent deal.
Yeah, unless they move. Okay, well, I'll jump back to the fullback in the when I get to the next one.
Okay.
For wide receiver.
Wide receivers.
We're going to be carrying between 5 or 6. So I have CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Trayshawn Holden. That's not supposed to be RF.
Ryan Flournoy.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, him. Jalen Tolbert and I forgot we got 2 RFs. JM.
Jonathan Mingo, who's hurt.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Got him.
Yep. So tight ends, we're going to be carrying between 3 or 4. Even though you see 5, I'm going to tell you why. Because it's 2 scenarios that can happen. So we have Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, Brevin Spanford, and Rivaldo Fairweather. Yeah. Princeton Fant. So this is what's going to happen. We don't know how long Brevin Spanford is going to be out. But if he is ready to go for week 1, then he'll be one of the tight ends. And they can still condition what they was doing with Princeton Fant as a fullback.
Interesting. So trying to get a lot of value out of some of their players, especially Princeton Fant. Shout out to Princeton. Talked to him and both Hunter last couple of years in training camp. Be good to see them both make the team. Yeah, that'll be interesting because we're going to need those tight ends. It sounds like if we're going to be running these double tight end sets and trying to run the rock,
right?
And it makes sense to beef up on the ends.
Yep. And let me see. My frat brother Gerald, comment if you're still with us because I'm gonna say what we talked about up until almost like 3 o'clock in the morning one time.
Yeah, Mingo's on IR. He'll be out for what, 3-4 weeks, maybe
like,
going into the season.
4 to 6 weeks, yeah. So for the O-line, we're going to be carrying between 9 or 10, and all these are hybrids except for Booker. The other ones can play multiple roles.
Just a second, right quick, Kels. B-Mac says, yeah, but what if we carry Hunter as a tight end? That would give us room to carry an extra back. Well, no, it's one fullback. We got 3 to 4 running backs and one fullback. That fullback's not going to be lumped into running back. So I think it's just going to be fullback position. That'll be a one position on the 46-man roster by himself, right?
Right.
It sounds like okay.
Mm-hmm. So for the O-line, we're going to be carrying between 9 or 10, except for Tyler Booker. All these are hybrid positions, which means they can play left and right and or center. So here we go. We got Tyler Booker, Tyler Guyton, my boy that likes to throw people out the club and be a menace about it, Brock Hoffman.
Yeah, Brock Hoffman with the nasty.
Yep. We got Cooper Beebe, TJ Bass, Tyler Smith, Awesome Richards, Nate Thomas, Terrence Steele, and Hakeem Adigeny.
Not including La'el Collins, who was just released by news today. So if you're just tapping in, wondering what happened to La'el, that's KELZ boo. He done got showed the door again. He's out of here. So sorry, La'el. Appreciate your service and see you again maybe a third time.
So for offense, the reason why I picked these players because Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, Junior Adams, and Shoddy will be running a gap scheme run offense.
I think that's the first we heard the type of offense anyway, because nobody knows what kind of offense this is. Do we have a name or a style yet that we know for sure yet, KELZ, or no?
Well, this is what I'm gathering, because listening to Shoddy during the pressers, because he has had more pressers than during
Yeah,
OTAs.
he's been on the mic a little bit.
Yeah, he's been mic'd up. He's been mic'd up on the training camp fields, but for his pressers, he has been very, very vocal during OTAs, mini camp, and training camp. More than Mike McCarthy was. So he does give a little bit of Jason Garrett in that way. As far as keeping, because I think Shoddy knows the deflateness of the fan base.
Yeah, they're putting them in the front to say, hey, be the voice, be the change agent of this culture you're bringing in. You're the guy. Speak to everybody. Let them hear from the leader, the dude,
right,
the head honcho.
Right. And also the reason why I have between 3 or 4, because if anybody noticed during the last preseason game against
Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons, we had 3 tight ends and I think a fullback or a running back in the backfield. So one thing that my frat brother Gerald, who is, I hope he's still on here, we was talking about that night when Gerald Jackson, if he's still on here. The one thing that we was talking about was when I noticed that, and I think BG, when we was backstage watching the game, I noticed it too. With that type of scheme that was on that play, that's either a 13 or 14 personnel. Even though Shoddy said that during practice they were running a lot of 11 and 12 personnel. So when we played against the Falcons, I saw the 13 or the 14 personnel with the 3 tight ends and the fullback in the back of the quarterback.
So maybe showing a little bit of our hand there, a little bit, maybe, huh?
Right. So I'm thinking now, not only with the gap scheme run offense, we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of the 11, the 12, the 13, and the 14 personnel scheme when it comes to how we going to run this ball. And Sterling, it isn't the form of West Coast offense, because we really wasn't running the ball with Mike McCarthy.
I agree. Even though they came out in OTAs, we're gonna run the ball more. Yeah, right.
No, they were straight West Coast. So and I think that will work good as far as with Dak Prescott, is because he is a mobile quarterback and he does very well when it comes to RPO. And in order for your passing game to succeed, the running game
has to set it up. Yeah, it has to set it up. The game
opens and sets up your passing game. So if we're running all those together, that's going to make this offense better.
All right, I just placed this link in the comments. This is the ESPN depth chart. It's going to change soon, but just to give you all of the names and give you a chance to look at, what KELZ is projected here, what we've projected here is Built Different Group, which I think she did an outstanding job. Y'all give it up for her. She don't get paid to do this stuff. She does this out of her passion for the Star and for the Cowboys, and especially all the fans here. As we've got some folks tapping in, say that they love this information. If you love it, make sure you press like, make sure you hit share. But in that comments is the ESPN depth chart. As you see, we got it up here to kind of give you a better idea, because in a matter of about 48 hours, we are going to know who is going to be on the Dallas Cowboys week 1.
Yep.
B-Max says, man, they're not going to know where it's coming from on paper. Yeah, that's the key thing, on paper. We've got to make
On
this,
paper.
and I think KELZ has said this a lot here, y'all, and I'm starting to repeat what KELZ has said. You want to see it translate. We want to see it translate. It looks good. Yeah, make it look good, turn it into some dubs, and then can we get some consistency? As you've seen the intro there, you need discipline and consistency in order to be success. Yeah, we're going to need that discipline and that consistency. So that link is down there in the comments, and I'm excited. 48 hours, we're going to learn who's on this squad because, I got fantasy football drafts coming up this week, and I'm trying to see, I'm only drafting CD. I'm not drafting any running backs named Williams, Sanders, Blue, or Deuce Vaughn if they happen to make it. It's a running back by collective.
But my thing, and we're not doing the committee. We're doing the collective. Yeah. And the collective is kind of different from the running back by committee or anything by committee. Because like we said months ago that so week 1 we play the Eagles, so I definitely see a Javonte Williams because he could press up against Jalen Carter and
But you know what's interesting, KELZ? I mean, have we seen any Javonte Williams in the preseason games? Did we see any Javonte Williams at all or no?
No.
I don't think we didn't see any reps, right? Did the Cowboys know something we don't know about Javonte? Could dude break out game 1?
He's been getting all the burn and stuff during with the ones during training camp, and he was out there a lot with the joint practice of the when we had the who we had joint practice with. They punched us.
The Rams.
Yeah.
Yep. The Rams.
So like for week 1, I definitely see like on defense. I'm gonna just name players. I'm not doing their position. Donovan Ezaraku, James Houston, Osa. I could actually see Perry and Winfrey going in as a nose tackle over Mozzie Smith.
Winfrey had a good showing, I think, against the Falcons there. I heard his name called a couple of times.
Yeah, and Solomon Thomas.
She had Sam. We had Sam making it, Wesley. We talked about the defense in the first portion, so you can scroll back.
Yeah, Solomon Thomas and Maris Leafau. And the only reason I named, and I'm just naming a couple of them, and and Sam Williams, I could put him in that too. And the only reason why I say that because since the tush push is now, is still active, these are some big bodies that can probably push back on that tush push.
That offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles, which is a great segue, which I'd like to change it up a little bit. Great job, KELZ. Thank you so much for taking your time out. I want to publicly thank you for doing that 53-man roster. I know KELZ hit me up like, hey, you need to do yours. And I'm like, but what had happened was, something had came up and one thing led to the next. But KELZ putting it down for us as we shift to Philly week 1. I wanted to bring this up because I think we're going to get close. And, hear me out here. I think these streaming records are getting ready to break on Thursday Night Football. As you take a look, the most watched NFL game ever was the Super Bowl 59, 127.7 million viewers. Now we've got the Eagles and the Cowboys coming up, and I wanted y'all to take a look at something. Over the last 5 years, opening games, we're going to come back and revisit this because although 127.7 million, that's a lot. But if you take a look at the average over the last 5 years, last year, the Ravens Chiefs netted 28.9 million, which is actually the most to date. 2023 was 27.5 between the Lions and Chiefs, Bills, Rams, 21.3. So will the Cowboys Eagles eclipse 30 million? I think the Cowboys Eagles Thursday Night Football game to kick off the season is going to break that record. I think we're going to see over 30 million viewers simply because everybody's waiting to see if your boo is going to get extended.
They ain't my boo. Wesley, who is Murphy?
Let me go. Which comment? Who is that? Which comment, KELZ?
Wesley.
Oh, here we go. He says, I didn't see Murphy, the linebacker. Murphy.
We don't
Who's
have
Murphy?
a Murphy.
You talking about? Let me go take a look at it. Let me see which names he might have close for linebackers here. Murphy, no L's, no M's.
We have a Maris Leofau.
Yeah, Maris Leofau might be the closest to the M, but I don't know. Murphy, you might got your teams mixed up. You Cowboys fan, right? Wesley, let us know.
And and BMAC, I mentioned Fowler. If you BG, if you could pull up mines again.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, did I close it out? No, I didn't.
All right, everyone, take a screenshot real quick.
Hold on, let me just draw it down a little bit. There you go. You get that full screenshot right there. All you got to do is then you can zoom in on it, and you can take a look at the initials there, as there was not enough room to write the full names.
All right, Wesley. That's Kenneth Murray. He is on there. He is number 5 under the linebacker.
Yeah, we got Kenneth Murray on there. Eric's tapping in, says, anyone surprised at Lyle Collins? I was. I thought he'd be there at least for some veteran leadership. You know, we do have some young Bubbas down there, and, you know, he's a big Dak promoter. But, hey, what do I know? He was let go today. So, yeah, I was definitely surprised. Eric, good to see you tapping in from the Cowboys Can fan crew. Good to see you out there. So, KELZ, 48 hours.
48 hours.
We'll know. We'll be back here, planning to be back live at 6 p.m. on Tuesday on the West Coast. That's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. The rosters must be submitted from Frisco to NFL headquarters by 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast. Hopefully the Cowboys, I say hopefully, will have their official website updated with the depth chart and the 53-man roster, so we can go look and see who's the ones, who's the 2s, 3s, 4s, and etc. So make sure, if you got any questions before we get out of here on KELZ's 53-man rosters, let's get your last-minute 53-man roster questions in before we get out of here today. And make sure, if you're enjoying this content, at a minimum, press like and share the video.
Vondale, are you in the Stafford, Virginia fan club group? Because Sharon Jacobs is getting ready to do watch parties.
He says, no, I was commenting on a player I didn't see in preseason games. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, we just want to make sure here.
Kenneth Murray didn't so when we signed him and Solomon Thomas, they were already guaranteed active roster slots. So that's why you didn't see Solomon Thomas and Kenneth Murray play. And the only reason why you saw Marquise Bell is already a starter, but because of the injury that he succumbed to, they had to it was his decision to go into the game so he can get football acclimated back in.
Eric bringing in a bold prediction from the Cowboys Can fan, says, my prediction, Micah signs an extension with the Dallas Cowboys on Tuesday night during our program. That would be great to get breaking news on Micah's extension, if that's the case, so we can focus on football and get him out there in some pads. He needs that ramp up time, which, let's get back to KELZ's boo before we get out of here today. I believe what's your take, KELZ? If he doesn't get any ramp up time between now and Thursday night football versus the Eagles, is it safe to play him, or is it unsafe to play him?
To me, it's unsafe because the only thing he did was individual drills, and that was in mini camp, like in early June. He did not participate or do anything in training camp, and training camp was almost 2 months. He is not in football shape, so all it takes is Lane Johnson, because Lane Johnson lines up. I'm taking week 1. Lane Johnson for the Eagles line up. And the center, I forgot the name of the center, their center. They line up on the same side as Micah Parsons. They going to wipe and knock him out, and he's going to be on an oxygen tank trying to catch his breath. So
Eric's got something for you, KELZ. He says, how do we know he's not practicing privately with trainers? Ooh, the plot thickens.
You cannot do that.
Uh-oh.
Because that's violation of the CBA and the NFLPA.
Oh, and I'm glad you said that, because earlier today we were talking about this, and folks are saying that Jerry's breaking the CBA by talking directly with Micah and contract negotiations. Can you share what you were sharing with everybody on the live earlier today as I was going in on that situation of folks saying that Jerry's not allowed to talk to Micah?
Because I think we was talking about that a little bit yesterday during the pre or the post game show. And I saw that and I just laughed and giggled and I kept on about my business. We are in the window. Not only we, but all 32 teams are in the window for trade and contract negotiations. It started when the 2025 NFL season league started on March 12th, 2025 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are in the window. Everything will be cease and desist on November 4th, 2025 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After that, you cannot have no type of talks when it comes to contracts or trades until March 11th, 2026 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the brand new league starts.
Gotcha. And Eric's tapping back in. It says, Micah not allowed to run on a treadmill, lift weights, push a sled after hours inside a private gym. Really? I think you're right. I think he is able to do that, but I think working out football moves and all this other stuff with players. Yeah. Solo by himself. Yeah, I can see that 100%. And with that being said, it is the season of fake news on the Blue Book. I thought this was really funny. I had to share this yesterday. I thought this was the fake news. This is what I'm going to start posting. Fake news takes of the day. This is Micah on the fake news tip. I love Dallas, but I won't beg Jerry Jones for respect. I'm built to win with the Cowboys or without them. And the world and the whole NFL is about to find out. This shit just made me laugh when I seen that. I'm like, man, Cowboy fans believe anything y'all see on this app, but make sure you turn on your notifications because we're going to try to share the fake news so that way you can get it straight.
Eric, we get that he stays in peak physical shape, but that's totally different from football shape.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, that's my argument. No reps with the units, training camp, mini camp. I know I've been bungling OTAs and mini camp together, but y'all get it. But no reps all together. And Micah with no reps. I hope he does, Eric. I hope you're right with your prediction. I hope we get that extension on Tuesday so we can get him on the field.
But his last comment right there, yeah, we thought the same thing with Trayvon Diggs, but he re-injured his ACL last year because he came back too soon. After the ACL, he had week 3 of the 2023 season, and he came back too soon. And what happened last season? He went back into surgery.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb did not participate at all in
training camp last year.
Training camp. And he suffered 2 ACL joint injuries. Now I'm talking to you. Since you said to talk to you, I'm talking to you. You got something else to say?
Uh-oh. It's getting hot here. It's getting hot on the last minute takes as we go through our 53-man rosters. We appreciate everybody engaging in the comments below on all 3 platforms. In 48 hours, we will learn who are going to be the 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. And I can't wait because I got all my fantasy football leagues this weekend. And when are you doing all your fantasy football leagues? Is it this weekend or this week? Or I know because you said you're in 10. Are you in 10?
No, I'm in 5.
Oh, 5.
This one is low. No, like I said, normally I can do 14 leagues, but I created 5 all-female leagues. And the first one starts Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday at 8:30, and it goes all the way until Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you, there's only 2 Cowboys I plan on drafting. and that's CeeDee Lamb, because I believe in any PPR league this season, if he stays healthy and Dak stays, that's a big if. If they both stay healthy, I believe CeeDee Lamb will be the top PPR reception leader and points and all that in fantasy football this year. And of course, the number one kicker in the league, which I think we'll be talking about his contract here about this time next year, right? With Brandon Aubrey, because Aubrey's up next. We got Bland up next. We got
Bland is already
Pickens is going to be due next year, depending on what happens with him.
Bland has been in contract talks since the Ravens preseason game. So we'll see. But when it comes to draft, I'm definitely drafting Aubrey. But
what round have you drafted him in? Because man, I'm seeing him go off in mock drafts like round 6 or 7.
So mine's is kind of split. Some of my leagues is on the NFL app, and then I have some on the ESPN app. But you normally don't get your order until the day of the day that you draft, and you can see where it's at. But just like I do with the actual draft, I actually do a draft board for my fantasy.
Of course you do. You just had a 53-man roster draft board. I mean, KELZ got all the boards for the board. Sterling comes and asks, will Bland be signed before Parsons, KELZ? I don't think so. I think they just started those conversations. We haven't heard a whole lot.
Fergie was signed before Parsons, so anything.
And we didn't hear nothing about Fergie talks. They just said, "Oh, Fergie's is done." Fergie's like, "Yeah, man, I'm done, man. I was in line first."
and it was no issues with Osa Odigizua. And I can tell you right this, we all know how Jerry is. But see, that's why I say representation matters, and who you have for your best interest matters, because Jake Ferguson, he has a dynamic agent. He has a very dynamic agent. And they work. Yes, they, of course, negotiation between the front office and in the players' representation. Yeah, they will go back and forth and everything. And even with Todd France, there was no disrespect, no nothing between them. Everything ran smoothly. You didn't hear about no craziness when it came to those players. But we get a particular player that has a particular agent who is known for ruffling feathers. Everyone think that Michael Parsons is going to be his big ticket. No, because he has a soccer player that recently signed with their team, and it's almost $1 billion. It's like $500 million.
So Mugheleta is an agent for other players, more valuable than Michael Parsons, huh?
Right. So with this particular agent, he and I have some connects with the Ravens agent, the Ravens organization, and talking to her, she said that this agent got real crazy, foul-mouthed, and disrespectful to Ozzie Newsome. Everybody in the Ravens and the Browns know who Ozzie Newsome is.
So maybe Jerry was right. Maybe David Mugheleta told him to stick it up his you-know-what then, because I'm like, man, Jerry's way out in left field. But if you're saying that Mugheleta's done got nasty with Ozzie.
Right. And he may have not used those words. He may have used another word, another sentence that basically means the
stick it where the sun don't shine, or don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I asked her what did she think about it, she said honestly, she kind of believed that could have went down because of what happened with Ozzie Newsome, the Ravens front office, and this agent. And also, this is the same agent that Trey Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals.
T. Higgins just fired. Yeah, that's great concept. That's great context. We're going to wrap it up here. So make sure turn on your notifications, because we're going to be live back at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. We're going to be finding out if Mike is going to get signed, extended. Hopefully, our guy Eric's projection is a prediction is correct here, that would be a beautiful thing as we stream live to find out who the Cowboys are going to have on their 53-man roster. Great job again today, KELZ. Thank you for all of the work that you do. We know you don't get paid, but I appreciate it because you bring it here and you help fans learn about the game. And I'm also learning too. So we
and the
appreciate
business part of it, because a lot of fans, I mean, I tell people I know so much stuff that goes on, and just listening to certain people that's in the organization. I said, I just nowadays I just tell people, just be a fan, because you don't want to know all this stuff, because
be a fly on the wall and just listen, huh?
Yeah.
Just be a fly on the wall.
So, and like I said, it's a lot of stuff that I can say, but it's embargo. I really can't say. But if I get the green light, then of course I'm gonna knock the whole jug of tea out.
Yeah, we know you're gonna come spill the tea, KELZ. That's what we got you here. We appreciate you. That's KELZ with the Intels. I'm BG the Cowboys Unifier. This has been 53-man projections with the Dallas Cowboys on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure you turn on your notifications. We'll be live again 6 p.m. West Coast, 9 p.m. East Coast. We'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.